नमस्कार. जय श्रीकृष्ण. श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा. Enunciating text 7, text 8 and text 9 of chapter 5, Vidur talks with Maitreya of third canto of status of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 7, Kridan vi dhatte dvijago suranam kshemaya karmanya vatarphe daiha mano na trupyatya pi shrunavatam nah sushloka maulesha charitamrutani. You may narrate also about the auspicious characteristics of the Lord in his different incarnations for the welfare of the twice born, the cows and the demigods. Our minds are never satisfied completely, although we continuously hear of his transcendental activities. The Lord appears in this universe in different incarnations like Matsya, Kurma, Varaha and Nrusimha, and he manifests his different transcendental activities for the welfare of the twice born, the cows and the demigods. The Lord is directly concerned with the twice born or civilized man. A civilized man is one who has taken his birth twice. A living entity takes birth in this mundane world due to the union of male and female. A human being is born due to union of the father and mother, but a civilized human being has another birth by contact with a spiritual master who becomes the actual father. The father and mother of the material body are so only in one birth, and in the next birth the father and mother may be a different couple. But the bona fide spiritual master, as the representative of the Lord, is the eternal father, because the spiritual master has the responsibility to lead the disciple to spiritual salvation or the ultimate goal of life. Therefore, a civilized man must be twice born, otherwise he is no more than the lower animals. The cow is the most important animal for developing the human body to perfection. The body can be maintained by any kind of foodstuff, but cow's milk is particularly essential for developing the finer tissues of the human brain so that one can understand the intricacies of transcendental knowledge. A civilized man is expected to live on foodstuffs comprising fruits, vegetables, grains, sugar and milk. The bull helps in the agricultural process of producing grain, etc. and thus in one sense the bull is the father of humankind, whereas the cow is the mother, for she supplies milk to human society. A civilized man is therefore expected to give all protection to the bulls and cows. The demigods or the living entities who live in the higher planets are far superior to human beings. Since they have better arrangements for living conditions, they have far more luxurious life than human beings, yet they are all devotees of the Lord. The Lord incarnates in different forms such as those of a fish, a tortoise, a hawk or a combined lion and man, just to give protection to the civilized man. The cows and the demigods were directly responsible for the regulative life of progressive self-realization. The whole system of the material creation is so planned that the conditioned souls may have the opportunity for self-realization. One who takes advantage of such an arrangement is called a demigod or civilized man. The cow is meant to help maintain such a high standard of life. The Lord's pastimes for the protection of the twice-born civilized man, the cows and the demigods are all transcendental. A human being is inclined to hear good narrations and stories, and therefore there are so many books, magazines and newspapers on the market to satisfy the interests of the developed soul. But the pleasure in such literatures, after it is read once, becomes stale, and people do not take any interest in reading such literatures repeatedly. In fact, newspapers are read for less than an hour and then thrown in the dustbins as rubbish. The case is similar with all other mundane literatures, but the beauty of transcendental literatures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam is that they never become old. They have been read in the world by civilized man for the last 5,000 years and they have never become old. They are ever fresh to the learned scholars and devotees, and even by daily repetition of the verses of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, there is no satiation for devotees like Vidur. Vidur might have heard the pastimes of the Lord many times before he met Maitreya, but he still wanted the same narrations to be repeated because he was never satiated by hearing them. That is the transcendental nature of the Lord's glorious pastimes. Text 8. Yais tattva भेदैर धी लोकनाथो लोकान लोकान सह लोकपालान अचिक्ल पद्यत्र ही सर्वसत्व निकाय भेदो अधिकृतः प्रतीतः. The supreme king of all kings has created different planets and places of habitation where living entities are situated in terms of the modes of nature and birth, and he has created their different kings and rulers. Lord Krishna is the chief king of all kings, and he has created different planets for all kinds of living entities. Even on this planet there are different places for inhabitation by different types of men. There are places like deserts, icelands and valleys in mountainous countries, and in each of them There are different kinds of men born of different modes of nature according to their past deeds. There are people in the Arabian deserts and in the valleys of the Himalayan mountains, and the inhabitants of these two places differ from one another just as the inhabitants of the Icelands also differ from them. Similarly, there are also different planets. The planets below the earth, down to the Patal planet, are full of various kinds of living beings. No planet is vacant as wrongly imagined by the modern so-called scientists. In Bhagavad Gita, we find it said by the Lord that the living entities are sarvagata or present in every sphere of life. So there is no doubt that on other planets there are also inhabitants like us, sometimes with greater intelligence and greater opulence. The living conditions for those of greater intelligence are more luxurious than on this earth. There are also planets where no sunlight reaches, and there are living entities who must live there due to their past deeds. All such plans for living conditions are made by the Supreme Lord, and Vidur requested Maitreya to describe this for the sake of further enlightenment. Text 9. ये न प्रजानामुत आत्मकर्म रूपाभिधानां च भिदां व्यधत्त नारायणो विश्वसृगात्मयोनि रे तच्च नो वर्णय विप्रवर्य. O chief amongst the Brahmanas, please also describe how Narayan, the creator of the universe and the self-sufficient Lord, has differently created the natures, activities, forms, features and names of the different living creatures. Every living being is under the plan of his natural inclinations in terms of the modes of material nature. His work is manifested in terms of the nature of the three modes. His form and bodily features are designed according to his work, and his name is designated according to his bodily features. For example, the higher classes of men are white Shukla and the lower classes of men are black. This division of white and black is in terms of one's white and black duties of life. Pious acts lead one to take birth in a good and highly placed family, to become rich, to become learned and to acquire beautiful bodily features. Impious acts lead one to become poor by parentage, to be always in want, to become a fool or illiterate and to acquire ugly bodily features. Vidur requested Maitreya to explain these differences between all the living creatures made by Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.